Alright guys, welcome back to another YouTube video. So I figured I would do something similar today as I did a couple videos ago. Just kind of let the training footage roll and then talk about a topic. And today I figured I'd talk about how I have lost 100 pounds in the last 10 or 12 years at this point, now that I look back on it. So for starters, you can see on the screen my workout today started with 3 sets of pull-ups. I switched my grips up on each set, and I took all 3 sets to failure. I then moved on to 3 sets of a push-up and 3 sets of suitcase squats. I call them suitcase squats because I hold the dumbbells to my sides like suitcases. And then I just did 1 set of skull crushers and then 1 set of incline curls. And then I finished off the workout with 1 set of a rest pause lateral raise. It's a pretty short and sweet workout. So yeah, let's go ahead and get into the topic, which is losing 100 pounds. As you can see there on the left, that was, I think, back in like 2013-ish, and that was at my heaviest. I was 275 pounds, and this morning I weighed 174 pounds. First and foremost, this is not a video to give advice to anybody on how to lose weight or anything like that. All I really want to do with this is just ramble about the last 12 or so years of how I ended up, getting to this body weight now. So on the left there again, 275 pounds. As you can see, my weight loss transformation here is a lot different than some other people's because I started with a good deal of muscle as well. At that point, I was lifting like crazy. I was eating a ton of food. Obviously, at the time, I was, solely worried about protein and just lifting as heavy as possible and just stuffing my face with food every waking minute that I could. All the people that were around me at that time can contest to how crazy it was as far as how much food I was consuming. But yeah, I started out with a ton of muscle there, obviously. But if I were to take that shirt off, you would see that I had, zero abs showing. I had a huge waist. I think my waist was like 44 or 46 inches at my biggest. And for reference, my waist now is like 32 inches. So yeah, it's pretty wild. But yeah, at some point something finally clicked in my head that, hey, what are you doing to yourself? You're way too big. What's the deal here? I realized that, hey, I was just obsessed with getting as big as possible, and that just wasn't the move. So I finally had something click and said, okay, well, I need to do something different. I need to, I'm going to lose the weight. I'm going to get down. I want to feel better, feel leaner, all that good stuff. So then I just started the journey of losing weight, and it definitely was not linear. Throughout the years, I don't want to say plateau, but I would like stay at one weight for quite some time, and then I would drop a little bit more and then stay at that weight, maybe come up a little bit. So it was up and down for sure. Once I decided to quit just stuffing my face every waking minute of the day, I dropped from 275 down to like 245 pretty quickly. From 245, I was hung out around 220 for some time. From 220, I hung out around 205 as well. And then from 205 to the 190s, and then 190s to 180s, and then to where I am today. So that definitely did not all happen over the course of 12 weeks, 4 months, 6 months, 1 year, 2 years. Like, it was literally over the course of 12 years that all happened. So, throughout that time, I tried everything when it came to diet, right? So I was, doing 7 meals a day. Then I tried 1 meal a day for quite some time even. And then I would do the high protein, low carb, or the high carb, low fat. I would just try everything, right? And, a lot of it did work. Some of it didn't work as well, but, I was trying a ton of things. So I did not stick to one type of eating the entire way down. But obviously you have to be in a calorie deficit to lose weight. So those were just tools in the toolbox to achieve a calorie deficit, obviously. But kind of what I wanted to make a point of in this video were just like a couple, 2 or 3 things that I did that I think played a huge role in losing the weight. and that I think just were super important. So the first being that I never stopped doing resistance training ever. If it was lifting heavy barbells, bodybuilding type workouts, powerlifting type workouts, or more stuff that I do these days, which are more body weight stuff, I did some type of resistance training throughout the entire process, and I've never stopped. I've always been obsessed with, resistance training or working out or lifting weights. So that has never changed. And sometimes it was 6 days a week, sometimes it was 2 days a week. I don't think there was ever more than a week where I went without doing some form of resistance training. So I think that played a huge role as well. The next thing that stayed really consistent throughout the process was I always did some form of cardio. And when I say cardio, I mean, at some points I did running, and I even do some running now, but the main thing was the walking and getting steps. I can pretty confidently say that I've gotten 8,000 to 12,000 steps a day on average over the course of the last 12 years. Sometimes a little less, sometimes a little more or way more. But yeah, on average, I guarantee it's around that 10,000 steps a day. And I think that goes a long way for, dropping some body weight and being healthier overall. And then the last point I wanted to make was I just kept my end goal in mind the entire time. I knew my goal was to lose weight, lose fat, get leaner, get healthier, feel better, lower my blood pressure, get rid of the sleep apnea that I had. So keeping all those in mind and staying focused on a goal really helps when obviously things are getting hard, and you can always keep that in the back of your mind and go back to keep you going. So I guess, call it motivation, discipline, whatever you want to call it, but just not losing track of your ultimate goal is what's going to help you get there in the end. So yeah, that's really all I have to say about it right now anyways. If you guys have any questions about how I went about losing the weight and things like that, feel free to drop them in the comment section. I'd love to interact with you guys and answer any questions, or talk about maybe your weight loss journey and things that you did that helped you. I guess ultimately all I can say is I feel so much better these days. My body feels better, my joints, tendons, ligaments. I just feel healthier. I know I'm healthier. I have a healthy blood pressure. I don't have the sleep apnea anymore. And things are way better than when I used to force feed myself and lift as heavy as I could and try to be as big as possible. I'll go ahead and let the rest of the video play out here without me saying anything over it. It's only got another 40 seconds or so left as I finish up these lateral raises here. But I just want to say thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.